Fingers crossed. Yes, it seems to be working, and I'm being smoked out. Hi everyone. How are we all? It's been happening again. This is like the third time on the row now that I've gone live. I go, hey up me ducks, and then it just goes to a blank screen and it says unable to connect at this time. It did it twice, so I've had to restart my phone. That's why I'm a few minutes later. So I don't know if anybody else who does live streams from a phone or an iPad or anything like that has experienced that, because yeah, it's almost every time I'm going live now and I'm not quite sure why it's happening, but I'm here. So that's the main thing, being smoked out. Well, let me say hello to everybody first and then we'll go through what we're going to talk about and stuff. So let's do some hellos. We've got Stray Cat, LG, Jamie, Karen, Sandra, Marina, Silka, Thought Thingy, Kristen, Karen, Patsy. That's everybody talking to each other. Pixie, Tycon, another Kristen, G, Andrea, Pixie, I've said Pixie, Shane. It's because you're all talking to each other. I don't know which. Tammy Pie, here we go. Wiccan, Blue Crescent, Karen, Witch of Whimsy, Scorpio Intuition Tarot. Hello, not seen you before. L, oi oi. Hey up Dan, Dan's here. Karen, Naomi, Zane, Kim, Sean, Sadana, Maharet, Jennifer, Kimberly, A Crone's Intuition, Nancy, hello Nancy, Kay. Who else have we got? Good Journeys Tarot, Essence 818, Christine, hello Christine, nice to see you. Laura Sparrow, and Patrice Corvin, Intuitive Rini, and Tech Coven, Lily of the Valley, Chris Kelly, and I think I've caught up. You've seen me before, Simon, Hermit's Cave. I'm Scorpio on Instagram. I never hardly go on Instagram, to be fair. And Erin Tummons on Facebook. I spoke to you about sending you a little something a while back, which should be with you soon. Ah, okay. We've got Robin. Forgot you were on today. Yes, one day does blend into another, doesn't it? Enchanted Ink Bookworm. And Jamie's here. Morning Dark, morning Sun. And I think everybody else I've said hello to. If I've missed you, I do apologise, but we've got 61 people here already and we're only just getting going. So, yes, I had a bit of you might have noted, why don't I just talk a complete sentence? You might have noticed that I didn't put a stream up until like 10 minutes before I actually went on. And that's because my intention was, because I've been badgered by my tarot daughter, Elle, to do a video on pendulums. Now, I've got about 15 dowsing pendulums. And I used to have, behind my Gaia on my sacred space, a representation of the Supreme Soul with gold flashes all around it. You may remember seeing it. And I used to hang all my pendulums over that. And when I took that down, I put the pendulums somewhere other than the ones I've got here and on my sacred space that I keep out, that I use all the time. And I cannot for the life of me find them. And I've searched everywhere for them. I should perhaps get the pendulums I have got to help me find them, shouldn't I? But it dawned on me today. I thought, well, do you know where I haven't looked? Underneath my Buddhist shrine, if you remember when I did the altar tours, I've got all my oracle decks. There's like 6 shelves underneath the Buddhist area and all my oracle decks. Well, they're at the front, and I know that there were some boxes and things behind them. So I took them all out and I was going through the boxes. They're not there. I don't know where they are. But what I did find was a little stash of stuff from 3 years ago that I didn't even know I'd got. I found a candle in a jar that's never been used. I found a load of little dupe combs, including a little mini super hit, which is what I've got lit at the moment, and that is smoking me out. In fact, that one's gone out. Why's that gone out? And I love super hit. It is one of my favourites. Not the favourite, but it is one of my favourite incense. Now I'm going to add more smoke, aren't I, by actually lighting this one. It's cool when you find things unexpectedly. Yeah, it is. But what I did find, and I had no idea I'd got it, was this box full, well, little mini smudge stick as well, but full of Palo Santo. That must be 3 years old, and it still smells fresh. So I was like, oh my goodness. And this was gifted to me. Somebody sent me these. I can't for the life of remember who, from like 3 years ago, but yeah, so I was like, wow. So a little stash of incense and smelly things that I didn't know were there for 3 years behind all those decks. I saw a question. Am I remembering what wrong when you took us on a little tour along with runes in a little pot that you put some pendulums in a little pot too? One pendulum in a little pot, which is the one that Twist the Leaf made and sent to me. It's like I got a little fire going or something. They do give off a lot of smell. That's why I really like these less smoke and less ash, I think, Japanese incense. Lily of the Valley, I've just received my Roots and Wings pocket size yesterday. Thank you for your introduction to a fabulous friend. Yeah, and loads of people, aren't they? I woke up this morning and seen that Kelly at The Truth in Story had gone live last night to do a walkthrough of the Roots and Wings. And so many people are posting photographs in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group of their Roots and Wings as well. And it's lovely to see that it's just kind of had this new lease of life, because it's been out a year. Because I got it from Elle last August. I remember being at the seaside doing a reading for people using that deck. So it's nice to see it almost a year on. I'm not going to might smoke. This is giving out. I might have to move it. Otherwise, I'm going to start inhaling it and coughing and spluttering. Yeah, so it's nice to see it a year on, having this new lease of life. Those cones are smoking. Shut up. Shut up. It's been out a year. I thought it just came out. No, I got it last August, and that was second hand. Elle, when did you get it? I know you're here because I saw you. I saw you in there. Shut up. Yeah, so when did you get it, Elle? If you gave it to me in August. Looks like fog, Simon. Come on, Elle. It's not like you to be slow off the mark. I'm waiting for a response here. Weekend 22. She's leaving me hanging on purpose, isn't she? We'll move on. You snooze, Elle, you lose. So, yeah. But I've had it since August, so I know it's been out quite a while. And it's just wonderful. And I've got the mini deck coming as well. Somebody's, oh, she said July. Why can't I see her comment then? Scrolling back. Last one I see is shut up. It's on top chat. Let me put it on live chat. I never know the difference. It automatically goes to top chat. So July. Wow, you'd only had it a month when you gave it me. Obviously impressed. I answered, you're getting like Becca. I know, it's rubbing off, it's infectious. You'll get, all right, Elle, now. Do you have top chat or live chat on? Yeah, I've just switched it to live chat. So that's a lot better. Yeah, hopefully it'll be better. I don't know why there is a difference. Why don't they just, what is top chat? Who are the top people that you're going to see first? I don't understand it. Okay, so what to talk about today? Let me introduce the lineup. You may have seen it over YouTube, you may have seen it in the Hermit's Cave group or other social media platforms, but last night we announced the lineup for this year's Tarathon. And I'm really excited about it. It's a week on Sunday. It starts 10 a.m. So that's the 31st of May. It starts at 10 a.m. UK time and will end at 10 a.m. 24 hours later, back here in the Hermit's Cave on Monday, the 1st of June. I've booked the day off work, so I'm really excited for Tarothon. So I am going to lose the comments for a few minutes whilst I go through the itinerary and just tell you what to expect. So you might have seen this, and thank you to Kelly Bear, because Kelly Bear, even though she's decided to take a break this year from Tarathon, she's asked for a year off, which is absolutely fine. She's still helping behind the scenes, and she produced the itinerary and the flyer for us. So it is our 3rd year running. We've got people here who have been here all the way through those 3 years, like Jennifer Ball, Kelly at the Truth in Story, Kittens, Weights and Tarot, our lovely Tara, to name a few. And we've got some brand new channels as well, like Marsha from Musings by Marsha, and the lovely Jen from Science to Soul. We've also got Cross Paths, Lucian and Dave joining us this year. And then we've got people as well who, Christine and Celeste as well have been here right from the start. And then we've got people who have been last year and carried on this year, like Jilly from Little Zen Crone and Becca from Becca Talks in Tarot. And yeah, so there's a real mix of brand new channels, old faithfuls, meant in the most respectful way possible, that have been there from the start. I include myself in that, obviously. And yeah, it's just lovely. And I've told our Tanji she is not to break YouTube this year. We're not allowing it. She said she's going to have a word with her cosmic friends and make sure that it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, remember it will continue in the Hermit's Cave on Facebook group. So you will need to be a member of that group. All right, so 10 a.m. I'll kick it off as usual, and my topic is going to be about Pixie and the RWS Tarot, okay? And then going over to Poland to the lovely Kasia at Tarot Map. It's her 2nd year, and she will be talking about how to be an intuitive tarot reader. Then we go to France for the fabulous Christine from Christine and Celeste, who's going to be talking about photographic decks. And I'm really interested in that one because I don't think, any photographic decks. I've got the odd deck that has, you know, if it's like a collaboration deck, and I'm not going to say too much because one is in Throwback Thursday this week, but where there's a photograph in there. But as for a whole photographic deck, I don't have any, so I'm interested in seeing that. Then we're back in the UK at 1 p.m. for Albecca, who's going to be discussing tarot through the looking glass. Staying in the UK, we go to Joe the Tarot Guy, who is going to be talking about the basics. So the basics of starting a channel, deck and tech. So he's coming to it as quite a newbie to the tarot world and talking about the basics. Then we'll be going over to Pennsylvania in the US for our first trip over to the US, which is our Jilly, Little Zen Crone, who's going to be talking about tarot and shadow work. That then takes us to 4 p.m. UK time, and we'll be staying in the US for Kelly from The Truth in Story, who's going to be talking about reading tarot ghost cards. And that's really fascinating. I've not heard Kelly talk about that subject before. Our Roman, who promises not to break YouTube, will be talking about fun tarot and oracle decks. And then at 6 p.m, brand new this year, Maha's Treasure Box. And we all know I love Maha. And she's going to be talking about tarot and astrology. She is sharing her hour because she doesn't feel she can manage a whole hour. So she's split hers. So we've got a half-hour share with Lavender Moon. And she's going to be talking about numerology, unlocking the secret code. And every year I get a journal and I write down loads of stuff because I stay awake for the whole 24 hours. And then it's Tara from Kitchens, Weights and Tarot talking about tarot for your soul contract. Tarot and your soul contract. And I've heard about soul contracts before. So these are all really fascinating subjects. 8 p.m. is Ladybird by Anna Teresa. And she's going to be talking about the art of tarot. And it's Anna Teresa's second year? I think it's her second year. Or is it her first? Ooh, I'm not sure now. I need to check back. And then 9 p.m, Jen's Balanced Tarot. And she's going to be talking about finding balance with tarot. And then she hands to our Brant, Moon Baby, who's going to be talking more decks, more options. Because we need that, right? And somebody messaged me last night saying, do I need to start saving some money for Tarathon? Ultimately, no, because it's a free global event, 24 hours. And as I said, it's like going to a conference, a tarot conference, free of charge. And then Lucian and Dave will be on from Cross Paths Tarot. Cross Paths, and they're talking about Tarot Dare to Compare, which is interesting. And then at midnight, this is where I start to but I get my second wind around 3 a.m. Midnight is our Mama Squirrel's Witchy Wisdom. So Jen will be talking about crystal enhanced tarot readings. And then 1 a.m, and this is the first year for Mitchell Osborne. And he's going to be talking about reading tarot in layers. And then 2 a.m, Jennifer Ball's Witch House, and she's going to be revisiting Kickstarter and Indigo. And I think I'm right in saying, I've just seen a video this morning from Jen who says she's waiting on 26 Kickstarters. So she really is the Kickstarter and Indiegogo queen. 3 a.m. is Donna from Ozark Oracle, who's going to be talking about tarot and the sixth sense. And 4 a.m. is Stella Rain Dancer. That's our Jess, who I interviewed a week last Saturday. And it's her second year, and she's doing tarot for devotion. 5 a.m. Sun Willow Studios, first year, and Trash to Treasure deck modifications. So yeah, and Sun Willow was quite late into joining us. And she was like, anybody talked about deck modifications? Because we want to try and make sure we don't have duplication. And surprisingly not. And I thought that would have been, so that's quite interesting. And then 6 a.m. is Tarot Dactyl, speed reading with tarot. 7 a.m. is we go over to the other side of the world for all the way to Australia for Science to Soul Tarot with Jen. So our lovely hen, and her subject is Heal with the Tarot. And then she hands to Marsha for Musings by Marsha, also in Australia, Weaving Tarot Through Majors, the Integrator's Way. And then it comes back to me at 9 o'clock to do a summary and close. So yeah, all these are in UK times. And I think that's a really fun and interesting lineup. And I'm so pleased with the lineup that we've got. I always am. I'm always very pleased. But yeah, I just feel that we've got a real good mix. And, you know, we are covering continents. You know, we've got the UK, we've got Europe, we've got Canada, we've got America, Australia. So it's really great. So let me just see. I'll scroll back and see if there's any comments. Lily of the Valley. Simon, will there be posted list of times with topics posted anywhere? Yeah, one's on my channel. So if you go to my channel, the last video I uploaded has the full itinerary listed, and other people who are taking part in Tarathon are also uploading it. There's also an itinerary in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, so you can, you know, have a look there as well. But yes, there is. This sounds wonderful, even better than that. This sounds wonderful, even better than that. Of course, that's Brant's topic. Yeah. Any other comments that I might have missed or questions? So who can make it? Who's going to be coming? Remind me which date this starts again, Tarathon. It starts a week on Sunday, the 31st of May, 10 a.m. UK time, and it runs for full 24 hours, ending at 10 a.m. Oh, Elle's done a... What? How have you done that? Ah, the link to the video. Brilliant. Thank you, Elle. I thought you'd found a way to link a post to there, and I was like, how's she done that? I need to know. Yeah, and it'll run for full 24 hours, ending at 10 a.m. on Monday, the 1st of... so for you, Robin, it starts at 5 a.m. on the Sunday till 5 a.m. on the Monday. I'll be there, said Sandra. Are you staying up for the full 24 hours, Sandra? This will be my 3rd year of staying awake for 24 hours. And I can never sleep. I go to bed straight after and I get about 3 hours. I can't sleep. If I go to bed early hours of the morning, I think the most amount of sleep I ever get is about 3 hours. Shane says, Jamie and I are going to make the whole thing. At least that's the plan. Brilliant. Excellent. That'd be great. We'll try, says Kimberly. I'll be there. Yeah, lots of people coming. Elle's going for the full 24 hours. I'm not breaking my streak. Have you done the last 2 years, 24 hours as well? I can remember mentioning no names, but there was somebody in the first year got very competitive and was like, go to bed, Simon. If you're tired, go to bed. I'm not going to bed on an event that I've organised. It's like, you know, organising something and saying, adios, everybody. I'm off to bed. And we support, we've got obviously a group for Tarathon where we'll be sharing, making sure we're all good with our times, that we're not duplicating topics and things like that. And that's very active during the night. People be like, oh, you know, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm up next. And we give lots of people support and stuff like that. So for me, boggering off to bed, just not going to happen. Oh, hello, B-Jam. I'll be there. I'm off both days. That's fallen well. Yeah, so that'll be good. And I remember when lockdown started a couple of months ago, I got quite a few messages from people saying, any chance you can bring Tarathon forward a bit because of lockdown? It would be ideal for us. But we couldn't do that because people had already booked days off, time off work. We'd already, by that point, agreed the timings. We were just working through subjects and topics. But actually, it's very likely it will still be lockdown for a lot of people. You know, we're not going back until the 15th of June, so, and this is the 31st of May, so maybe a lot of us will still be in lockdown and able to, you know, have the time to watch. But don't worry if you can't stay awake for it all, because there will be the playlist. We always put the playlist up. If you go to the Hermit's Cave afterwards and you go to playlist, you'll see all the playlists in there, and Tarathon 2018 is in there, Tarathon 2019, and Tarathon 2020 will be in there as well. Raven will be there for some of it. I'm going to try, Simon. Yeah, there's no, you know, there's no pressure to, because you can watch it live or you can watch back. But it is really lovely. What I love about Tarathon is when, because each channel will promote the next channel at the end. So they'll say, right, I'm now handing over to, and the link is in their description. You just click the link, and it's lovely seeing everybody jump in. And we're all like, hey, good to see you again. You know, and we jump from subject to subject, channel to channel. Would not miss it. Brilliant. It'll be lovely to see you. I'll give it a go, Jackie. Wow. Well, if Elle was up, she'll probably keep you up anyway, so you may as well be joining in. Amanda, I'll be there and hope I can stay awake. I'm a beast. I'll be up for 24 hours, says Lucian. You're welcome, Donna. You know, it's... Every year I get to the point where I'm like, I'm never doing this again. But actually, I do enjoy doing it, and it's a great event once it's there. It's very stressful at the build up to it, because sometimes, you know, it happens, people get ill or they have to pull out, and lots of different things. And, you know, last year it all collapsed at whatever time at night, and it was like, oh, you know, it gets very stressful. But I get as much support from everybody in the Tarathon group as well. So we're all in it together, and it's, you know, it's just great. It's just really enjoyable. So, Zane, 24 hours? Easy peasy. And Zane's done his second video. I watched your second video today. I always think, and I did put this in the comments, I always think the second video is the most difficult video, because we pluck up the courage to do the first, and we usually do something like a tag, which you did. So you've got the structure. Then you're thinking, now what do I do for the second? You know, you hear about recording artists, don't you? That difficult second album, particularly if the first one's been a success. How many pots of coffee do you consume during Tarathon? Well, I drink decaf, but I think I might have to get some caffeinated coffee in just for decaf, just for Tarathon. I'm going to try and watch the whole 24 hours, kind of like Replay for Life here in the US. Bless. Simon, we need to discuss something after this. Okay. But nothing can change. We can't change anything, so please don't give me any changes, because it's all gone out now and it's all advertised. Thank you for making the playlist. That's welcome. So fab, and things to Simon for organ. You're welcome. Yes, and everybody that's teaching us, because it is so informative as well as fun. And what I like about it, you know, there are some subjects that are very, I mean, they're all interesting, but very sort of intense in terms of, I want to really feed on the knowledge and information, and I'm scribbling things down. And at the same time, I'm trying to chat in there. And then there's some really light-hearted stuff as well. So we do get that sort of balance, because, you know, if it was 24 hours of intense sort of information, that could be too much. So we do kind of make sure subjects are fun as well as informative. I wish I had a tarot friend to hang out with and sip wine and popcorn. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. And if it wasn't like a lockdown, you know, maybe next year a few of us could get together and do that. How many almonds do we have to milk for Tarathon? Loads. Get those little teats going. What else have we got? Fab idea, yeah. Okay, so Simon's milk in motion. Oh dear. What else? So, yes. God, that's been half an hour already. I want to do a quick deck walkthrough, but I want to give you the choice of what you want to see, because I have still the Tarot of the Sacred Feminine, which came Friday, Saturday, I think, something like that I've still not opened yet. Or, which came today, is the Victorian Fairy Tarot by Linnea Weatherstone. Linnea Weatherstone, who did the Magical Forest. Is that what it's called? Magical Forest? No. Forest of Enchantment Tarot. So we've got Victorian Fairy, Victorian Fairy, Victorian Fairy, Victorian... Okay, it's Victorian Fairy. Wow. Not one person has said the other one. This is obviously a popular deck. No, I'm not doing a side-by-side. I'll leave them to Becca. Becca's the queen of showdowns. Yes, you're welcome, Zane. Especially when I'm like a deer in the headlights sometimes on camera. You don't come across as a deer, like a deer in the headlights. So I wouldn't worry about that. You're very confident, or you appear very confident anyway. And I know sometimes we're like swans, aren't we? We're paddling away under the surface, but I'm feeling more fairy than sacred this morning. All right, so dinky little deck. And it says, you have found... Sorry, what is that? Lond? L-O-U-N-D. Oh no, it's supposed to be found, but it's got the little bit missing off it. So it actually looks like Lond. You have found the fairy wood, and the fairies have found you. Wow. Discover the enchanting world of the Victorian fairies. Let's just dive in. Simon, that deck is hard to come by. Well, for me, when I was looking to get it, the cost was too high. Really? There's no little white book. That's interesting. So you don't get a little white book. Do you get a card or something? These are the backs. It could be out of print. I got it off eBay. Someone was selling it on eBay. Or they're not in any sort of order. I bet the seller... Oh, they're not in any order. Does that matter? Because otherwise it would take me a while to put it in order. Who's the illustrator? Let's have a look. Art by Gary Lippincott. Gary Lippincott. £275 on Amazon. There is a larger book. Is it fake? I hope it's not fake. Just show them as they are. Let it rip, Simon. All right, so I showed you the backs. So here we have the three. Yeah, the three of water. Seven of summer. So we have eBay's hit and miss. Yeah, I'm just thinking that. So we've got summer and winter, sorry, not water. I was thinking it was water. Winter. So it looks like we've got the seasons represented. Yes. Ace of Spring. I love this card. This is the Knight of Spring. Look at that. Seven of Autumn. Five of Autumn. I mean, it's beautiful. The images are really lovely. Cardstock isn't too bad. Isn't too bad at all. Here's our Fool. Not a must-have. Yeah. Chariot. And we have the Ace of Autumn. The colours are really nice. Six of Water. No, it's not. Well, it is. It's not super glossy, but there is a shine to it. Look, like that silky sheen. This is the Eight of Spring. Oh, so the 15, which is the Devil card, is the Goblin Market. There's our Goblin, our Devil card. Seven of Spring. The Worlds for the Universe card. We have the Worlds. Five of Spring. Beautiful colours here. Really lovely. Doesn't speak to me as much as I thought it would. Yeah, and a lot of these are minors, but I think it's really nice. It kind of reminds me, like images like this, you know, the old Ladybird books, like The Elves and the Shoemaker and things like that. Two of Autumn. Night of Winter. Here's the Sun card, which is lovely. Nine of Spring. Oh, this is gorgeous. Six of Autumn. Really nice. Ace of Water. Here's our Queen of Summer. Look at the flowers. Nine of Autumn. The King of Winter. Soft warm palette, yeah. Ten of Autumn. The deck, Jonathan, is the Victorian Fairy Tarot. Eight of Summer. Six of Summer. So we've got the stars instead of the star, which is really lovely though. Eight of Autumn. The Moon. Six of Spring. Three of Summer. Oh, so the Magician is the Conjurer. And I really like it. I think it's lovely. Is everybody harassing Shane for his bags? He's working like the clappers, bless him, to get stock up. King of Spring. King of Spring. 10 of Summer. That's beautiful. 10 of Spring. Oh, we have Herald of Spring, which must be our page. 2 of Summer. Knight of Summer. And I don't mind, you know, I've said about switching before, but I don't mind if suits become, you know, air, water, fire, earth, or spring, summer, winter, autumn. But it's when they come up with all these kind of, where you have to really think about it. And sometimes they're a little bit obscure. I like that death card. I'm harassing him about boxes. I love the one he made you. Yeah, it's a gorgeous box. The Fairy Bride, which is our 6. So that's the Lovers. The Fairy Bride. 5 of Summer. Queen of Spring. Beautiful. The Awakening, which is the Judgment card. I love that. Looking at his reflection in the water. The Hanging Fairy for the Hanged Man. I'm reading Grimm's Fairy Tales. Those would make a cool deck, like the deck that, yes. Herald of Summer. Eight of Winter. 7 of Winter. Look at that. I love that. Queen of Autumn is beautiful. Oh. Temperance. Knight of Autumn. 2 of Spring. Feels longer doing it this way, you know, with the cards not being in order. Because when the cards are coming in order, you kind of know where you are and where you're going. Herald of Winter. Oh, 4 of Spring. There's a celebration. So our High Priestess is the Seeress. The Seeress. So the Seer. 9 of Summer. And then for strength, we have Fortitude. Oh, this is gorgeous. 4 of Autumn, look at that. That squirrel. King of Summer. Herald of Autumn. The Empress. 4 of Winter. Oh, look at the King of Autumn. I love the colours. Proper in keeping with the seasons, aren't they? Ace of Winter. Well, this is interesting. The Justice card is the Magistrate, which is, it seems a little bit unusual within a Victorian Fae deck. It's nice to know they have the same justice system as we do. 5 of Winter. Ten of Winter. Burning Oak for our tower card. We see that a few times, don't we? Index. Queen of Winter. The Vicar for our Hierophant card. Three of Spring. The Emperor with his wings. Look at those wings. Oh, I've just seen the last card because I'm on the second to last. But Four of Summer. And I was getting a bit worried because I was like, I've not seen the Hermit yet. I've not seen the Hermit. Being as this deck is bought off eBay second hand and not in order, I was thinking, what if there's a card missing? But here's the Hermit, and it is gorgeous. I think it's my favourite in the deck. Look at that. Just looking at his little tree window and these beautiful birds. Because, of course, the Fae people are tiny. But I think that's really lovely. So, yes, I'm pleased to get it. But I'm a little bit worried in case it's not legit, with people saying this is going for like £300 and 200 and something pound. So I just hope it's not a knockoff, because I don't want to support that. But who knows? It's just so hard to tell these days, isn't it? Amber put a list on for Love of Cards of all the decks that are known to be. I don't remember seeing it on there, but you never know. Anyway, anything else? What time are we on? Oh, we've had our 45 minutes, so I'll probably just pull a card unless there's anything else. So thank you for looking and discussing the Tarathon lineup with me. I'm really pleased people are excited about it. I've also had a deck sent to me from a creator to do a review, which is the Astro Soul Oracle deck. So I will be doing that over the next few days as well. That arrived today. So I'm really excited to have a look at that. No, it doesn't have a little white book. That's what I was saying. There's no little white book with it. But it is second hand, and it was sold as second hand. So, and that makes sense with it not being an order as well, doesn't it? Okay. So a card pull for us all. Let's have something really good for us to focus on for the next 24 hours until we meet again. Oh, Becca, are you going live tonight? What day is it? Tuesday? Are you going live? If you're here, let us know. And thank you to people who have done the my soul deck tag as well. I've seen a couple today. Diane from Indigo Moon Woman and Blue Crescent Tarot, who's here. So thank you to those who's done a response. It was really interesting to hear them. Nothing sweeter than a little calf. Becca's on at PM, 9 PM. Good. What inspiration decks do you have? Inspiration decks? I'm not sure what you mean, Jonathan. Inspiration decks. Oh, we have intuition. We have the bear. What can we say? We have to listen. We have to trust our intuition at all times, don't we? It's the thing that serves us well. It's the thing that very seldom lets us down. The only time we have been let down is when we've not paid attention and we've not listened and we've let our heads or even our hearts rule that gut feeling. And when I think of intuition, Some people see it as the mind, but for me, I see it as that really deep, small voice inside, or a gut feeling, or that sixth sense where you can't really shake it off. And I think, you know, at times like this, then I think we have to pay more attention to our intuition. Particularly if you're deciding on something that's quite monumentous going forward. We are now coming out of a situation that is starting to ease, and we're starting to think again about, you know, getting to that new normal, that new path that we might be taking. And I think we've got to be sensible, and we've got to follow our gut. If things don't feel right and you don't feel ready, then, you know, listen to that too. So yeah, for me, with the intuition card coming up at the moment, it's just about recognizing those times in our lives where it's served us well, and we've paid attention and it's paid off, and those times where we haven't, and we've perhaps regretted it at our peril at a later date. So I think this has come up recently because I feel like I've said something very similar over particularly the last few weeks. But this is QuaranStream 34, so you know, these cards are going to keep coming up for us. But I do want to kind of keep using the roots and wings, so we can say we've used it all the way through QuaranStream. I did look at changing it with Christoph's deck, the Raincoast Oracle, but I don't know. I just keep I want to use this for this particular purpose for now. I've got that Shake It Off song in my head. Yeah. I got Bucks Fizz. What is it? Making Your Mind Up, where it says, trust your intuition. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of the next line. Don't let others change your mind. That's what, as soon as I said trust your intuition, Bucks Fizz started playing. But I think you've got to be a certain age, because that was like 1981 when they won Eurovision. But sing it, Simon. No, Bucks Fizz. All right, Becca, I'm not going to live that one down, am I? Anyway, intuition, it's there to be trusted. So, well, thank you for that, earworm. You're welcome, Elle. Shoot, I was hoping to make it in time for the card pull, but it was totally worth it just to make us sing. It's intuition, Jen. It's all we need to know. Trust it, follow it. It doesn't let you down. It's served you well in the past. So, especially at times like this, as we move forward in new plans and new directions, to always follow that gut, and yeah, and to pay attention. I'm not reading those comments. Anyway, I'm going to get off, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for another QuaranStream. Voting ends in 2 hours for this week's Throwback Thursday, which is either the Hanson Roberts Tarot or the Stretch Tarot. So cast your vote if you haven't already. You can find that by going to the community tab within the Hermit's Cave and then making your selection there. And I'll be shutting it off in a couple of hours' time. So thank you to everybody that's been here. I hope you've had a nice hour. I appreciate your company today, as I do every day. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, and hopefully see you over at Becca's chat. Thanks again to the mods as well, and for everybody who's contributed and asked questions. And yeah, until then, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.